Hey, black people, this white girl just hopped on the app and said that we steal everybody's history. Girl, what? Hold on, Snow White. Hold on, Rapunzel. Y'all steal everybody's history. We don't even get to really learn our history in school. Name the 5 black people that we learned about in school. I'll name 5 for you right now. We got Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King. For like 2 weeks. They turned on that I had a dream speech and then that's about it. Wrap it up. Fuck. I'm gonna give you one more. Malcolm X. I lied. I don't even know the 5th one, for real. Stick to the raisins in the potato salad. And all that other type of shit y'all do. Y'all have no culture. What are y'all culture? Y'all take its and bits and pieces of everybody's culture and try to make it y'all's. No, talking about we stealing y'all history. Why the fuck would black people want to steal y'all part of history? Y'all took us. Why the fuck would we want to steal that? I don't have nothing we want to steal. Seriously.
White people ruined most of everything. Before Europeans colonized the globe, thousands of indigenous peoples acknowledged and celebrated multiple gender identities as part of their culture. Not only did Europeans spread religion to get others to convert to their ideologies, but the idea of the gender man and woman was also a European ideology. That was one of the tools of the colonization process. And then men and women became the standardized gender identity as what we now know today.
So I've been doing this hairstyle for the past 2 days and I'm just a little bit obsessed with it, yeah. So I decided I'm gonna make it a trend. I'm gonna call it Sticky Bangs. And I love it. So if you want a tutorial, just tell me you want one.
Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking. When you saw this video, so a lot of white folks are now discovering that Africa is not what white people who have gone to Africa or their ancestors told them about Africa. The propaganda has spread for years, and now I Show Speed's trip to Africa is exposing a whole lot, opening their eyes to so many things that they all never knew existed. And trust me, a lot of them are now finding out in a very hard way. So many of them crying out on social media. Like, you literally see them spread the news and say Africa is like this. We actually never knew about it. And yes, clock it. They are actually discovering that Africa is a good mind. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let the rest of the videos roll. Then I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Please do well to like and subscribe. Let's go.
While JD Vance said that you don't have to apologize for being white, you know what? I don't apologize for calling out white people. They are the main reason why they are taking away our rights, and especially they are the colonizers. I don't apologize for condemning Zionism and white supremacy, and especially the United States choosing to invade Greenland, even the country that is not theirs. That's why we're here to take down empires and supporting indigenous land back.
White people ruined most of everything. Before Europeans colonized the globe, thousands of indigenous peoples acknowledged and celebrated multiple gender identities as part of their culture. Not only did Europeans spread religion to get others to convert to their ideologies, but the idea of the gender man and woman was also a European ideology. That was one of the tools of the colonization process. And then men and women became the standardized gender identity as what we now know today.
Y'all, white tea people colonized African-American culture so much that not only have they stolen African-American vernacular English, but they literally have stolen Black American Sign Language. We went from this, meaning clock it, to this. It gets to a point.
So one of my favorite murals in San Francisco says, imitation is the whitest form of flattery. And I think about this so often, especially living in Los Angeles, because so many white people have usurped brown culture and turn it into their entire personalities. Everything from yoga, meditation, turmeric, and now on a global fashion stage, we're continuing to see more of this, right? You have the Kolhapuri sandals from Prada. You see the Chutes and Ladders game theme in the Louis Vuitton, along with all the embroidered bags and trunks. White people have always and continue to monetize off of Black and brown culture, probably because they don't really have anything of their own. But it's getting to a place where I see so much racism, especially towards the brown community, continue to go up and up. But these people who literally build their entire lives around our culture are the quietest ones. And that's not okay.
I hate this saying. Race is a social construct. It doesn't technically exist. Yes, it's a social construct. And yes, it exists. Money is a social construct. No one would say that money doesn't exist, though. Just because something is a social construct doesn't mean it doesn't have real world implications. Like, yes, I'm aware that the terms of race were invented by white colonizers, but the fact is they affect our everyday lives. So yes, we should still talk about them, and no, it's not that they don't exist. Like, we can't just pretend that they don't exist, as though they don't have very real world effects.
I've seen a lot of comments of this variety, yet no one expounds or goes into details about the ways in which she is using Black American culture. What aspects of Black American culture do you and others feel she is appropriating or using? When people say this, typically they're talking about the way someone talks or their aesthetics. If you've heard Tyla talk, Tyla is South African, and that comes through very clearly in the way she speaks and in how she even sings. It comes through in how she carries herself, her mannerisms. Tyla is very South African. If you're going to use her aesthetics or how she presents to say she is using Black American culture, what is it, the braids? Like, I really want so badly to encourage people to travel, because not only is it an experience that will enrich your lives, but it will also broaden your understanding of the world. A lot of the ways in which we receive and understand the world is through our own personal experiences, because we are the center of our own world. So if you are an American, America is the center of your world. However, America is not the center of the world. And that is the biggest difference. When you travel more, you will understand this. When you get to know other people's cultures and how they present, and even different aesthetics and subcultures in different countries, you will realize that maybe what you ascribe to your own personal culture in this particular case, Black culture, is not exclusive to Black Americans and Black culture. So again, going back to Tyla's aesthetics and the way she presents herself, what is it, the braids? Because again, Tyla is a South African woman and we constantly see her in cornrows. Go check her Instagram. Baby girl been in cornrows. She's been in cornrows before she became mainstream and crossed over to American culture. Is it the gem in her tooth? Because I was in South Africa last month and I saw a lot of people with not only gems in their teeth, but gold teeth, to the point that I was like, maybe am I missing something? Do I need to come back? And when I get back home, I need to put a gem in my tooth? Like, I thought it was wavy. I loved it. But if you are only experiencing gems in teeth, gold teeth, grills, if your only understanding of it is American culture, specifically Black American culture, it is easy to look at her and be like, oh, she's using Black culture, she's appropriating Black American culture, when that's not the case. It's just you have no understanding of cultures outside of your own. Is it the artist she's collaborating with? You know, Black American rappers, Gunna and Travis Scott. Well, she also collabs with Thames and Ira Star, who are Afrobeats artists. So now is she using Nigerian culture? Is she using Afrobeats to be a part of Nigerian culture? She also collaborated with Becky G. Is she using a Latina woman to try to appropriate or use Latin culture? What are we talking about here? Is it the water dance, which many Americans would automatically receive as twerking? However, it is actually a dance of South African origin, the Barkhadi dance. When she was on the Kai Cenat show and she was trying to teach him how to do the dance, and then when she gets to that part where you're pouring the water and doing the Barkhadi dance, what she said was, okay, now you twerk, because she understood she was speaking to an American audience, and the way they would understand what she was trying to say is to refer to it as a twerking dance. And while twerking is associated with Black American culture, hip hop culture, dancing culture, it is actually a dance of the African diaspora that originated in Africa. So again, this comment that I'm responding to, it's not new. I've seen a lot of people say she is using Black American culture. No one has expressed how. So how is Tyla using Black American culture?
So we're just gonna keep letting these palm-colored Latino women cosplay as Black women? We know it's not a proximity thing, and even if it was, I don't think that's an excuse, but they don't behave like the Black women from their countries. They're behaving like Black American women. Because let a Haitian woman cross the border to the DR, and let's see how those same women who are cosplaying treat her. Let her make it to Boricua, and let's see how those same women treat her. They make their way to the States, and all of a sudden they change their hairstyles, their clothing, and they just decide to partake in all of these cultural markers that are specific to Black American women. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, they're just appreciating the culture. It's not appreciation if you do not acknowledge systemic racism. It's appropriation because it's not mutual. Black women don't benefit from it at all, but they benefit greatly. And they benefit greatly because when they are cosplaying Black culture, and they exaggerate it too, because these women say the N-word way more than I do, way more than me and all my Black homegirls. But they actually benefit from these kind of things. They get job offers, they get famous, they get opportunities. They are uplifted in Black spaces where that same Black woman who truly acts like that, that's her culture, that's her hair, that's her style, she's actually demonized and ridiculed for that same behavior. And yes, I believe it's super intentional, and I believe that they're super aware of what they're doing. And it's super gaslighting because I know they know what they're doing, and they think that they can just come back at us with, I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm Dominican, but I'm Colombian, okay? And y'all treat Black folks like ish over there. And y'all come over here and still treat them like ish. But just because you enjoy Black culture and found a little lane that you can monetize and take advantage of, you think that we all of a sudden don't know the difference between nationality, ethnicity, and race? And by the way, the N-word derived from the Latin word. I'm not going to say it. That means black. Then developed into Negro, and in the 19th century became a slur. So you guys are very aware about how hurtful it is. And if black Americans decide to reverse the word and make it their own, a part of their culture, you're not included. You're not included. Blackness is not something that you can churn on and off. And once they got to use everything they needed from blackness, right? The culture, the people, once they got to pick everything up so comfortably as well, right? Because the black folks also be real nice to them. That's another video. See, this is why I subscribe to gatekeeping, because look what happens. We allowed J-Lo to do this in the 90s. Allow her to say the N-word. She's from the Bronx, they said, and then she's cosplaying as black women, using black culture, black music, you know. She even used the black woman's vocal and pretended they were hers, Ashanti. And then she's posturing next to black people who are very successful. And then the minute that she gets entry into palm-colored spaces, she don't know them folks anymore. She will never admit that she got her start from black folks, Wayne family, doing background dancing in living color. She'll never admit that. And now, a quarter century later, we got a lineup of all these women doing the J-Lo special, doing the same damn thing. Do they pour anything back to the black community? Do they be like, okay, I made it to this high level now. I'm going to pour back into the community that gave so much to me? No. Instead, they don't look back. They act like they don't even remember that phase in their life. And they'll probably even vote for Trump. Interesting. Excuse me, tongue.
My fellow white people and I love and admire a lot of stuff that black and indigenous people bring to the table. Some of it's great, some of it's really not. When I was a kid, the big in thing to do was lay out in the sun to get as tan as possible. Well, I didn't tan, except in tiny melanin freckles, but these days, when I see the dermatologist, it's because something might be turning into cancer. My husband had significant facial work because of youthful tanning. And we also love jazz and hip hop and black fashion sense. We do it with Native American culture and Asian cultures and others too. We admire what people of color produce with their creativity. So why do we continue to make life harder for them? It's because cultural admiration and systemic equity are not the same thing. White people have enjoyed the products of black creativity for a whole lot of years while distracting ourselves from black struggles. It's called cultural appropriation. Taking the art, the rhythm, the language, or the style of a marginalized group while maintaining or benefiting from the structures that keep that group marginalized. For centuries, our laws and institutions have rewarded white people for keeping racial lines intact in terms of laws and real estate and a lot of things like that. While pop culture rewards us for borrowing whatever's trendy from black communities. Or for me, it was Asian and Native communities, meditation, fashion, ways of thinking. Think of Elvis, entire genres of music that were built on black genius, but profited white folks. That pattern runs deep still today. People feel safe copying culture because it's fun and it's profitable and it's supposed to be complementary. But challenging power to protect those creative people is threatening. The short version is that copying doesn't interfere with our privilege, but equality could. Admiring can work for everyone, as long as we're not also stealing or taking credit for. I'm not an expert, just an eager learner like you.
A lot of them actually keep claiming Black American history, claiming African American history, like claiming Africans' history, because somehow they just think that, they have the right to, because they get to know about our culture, our tradition, and before you know it, they rebrand it and say they are the original creators or inventors of that particular, history. Okay, but somehow the truth keeps coming out. Okay, if you can take your time to watch I show speed tour in Africa, you will literally see most of these histories that these people have claimed over time as theirs, as if, okay, you will be able to see that they have been lying to a lot of people. And now Black Americans are also seeing that some of their histories, okay, they have been telling these people that you guys took our history, you guys took our, our culture and reformatted it or rebranded it and showcased as if it's yours, they are not seeing the truth about it. Like literally, a lot of people are seeing the truth about it, and Black Americans are being vindicated right now because people are seeing the whole truth. Okay, take a look at hip hop and all of that. And now hip hop is not K-pop, okay, for Asians. There have been a lot of talk around it and people saying, oh, K-pop is just K-pop, okay. But you guys know the truth that K-pop came from hip hop, which is Black Americans culture. Then you talk about fashion, okay. Everybody have their fashion style, okay. I always say that if you come to my place, my country, you'll be so amazed on how creative, okay, how fashion designers are, how much they try to utilize whatever material to create something unique. But somehow these people still come, look at this thing that these people have created, recreate it and call it their own. Over time, we've seen how, they take other people's culture and rebrand it and begin to call it theirs. So let's take a look at the comment section. This one say, we don't have to understand. Okay, this one say, I have herbal recipes and know of things my grandparents taught me. I gatekeep. I also gatekeep my cooking and baking recipes. The people invade Black space on social media. Please, young, beautiful people, okay, don't fight. Remember, the goal is to keep us fighting. Don't fall into it, okay? No, nobody was wearing braids until Black Americans women made, popular again, mostly FBA women, please, okay? Because truly, actually, so many people have come out to tell us that braids is Vikings, is not a Black American thing, is not an African thing, okay? These things are called African braids. But somehow they keep telling us that braids is a Viking thing. And you will see some people trying to rage bait Black Americans and Africans and saying things like, oh, is this, inappropriate for me to wear, braids? And we have actually left them. Wear your braids, okay? You want to wear braids, wear it. But give honor to who honor is due. But some of them will never. Instead, they will make it look like it's their culture, it's their tradition. They have right to wear it and all of that without appropriating to the right owners of whatever they are wearing. The other day, I saw someone use Ankara to make like an English wear. And I was like, what are you even doing? But somehow it has become a thing for a lot of them, so they don't really care, okay? And I've seen so many people come to educate these people on how cultural appropriations are supposed to be, okay? How they are supposed to be done. But somehow they still try to push it out and like, no, it's not nobody's culture. The other time it was Scandinavian women and, white women, okay, because they were telling them these earrings that you guys are wearing and this material is Scandinavian. This is our material. This is our clothes, and this is not how we wear it. You don't just wear it anyhow. You wear it for some kind of occasions and all of that. But they decided to call it whatever name. They give it their own names, give it their own terms, just in order to make sure that they colonize it and not give the real appropriation to the right folks. Anyway, guys, I would love to hear your own take about today's video in the comment section. Let's have that conversation. Please do well to like and subscribe. And credit belongs to original creators of these videos. I look forward to seeing all of my next. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and see you all next time. Bye, guys.